Hello, friends? A Ukrainian ground robot comes face to face with a vulture from the Horde that has set up an ambush. Thinking this is easy prey, the Horde drone charges straight at the defending robot, which pulls off a maneuver worthy of Toretto, dodging the attack at the last second and causing the vulture to crash into the ground and explode. That's an operator with nerves of steel and driving skills worthy of Fast and Blyad. Donetsk Drift. On a darker note, in the early hours of May 24th, the Horde launched a massive combined attack with missiles and drones, Shahed against Ukraine, which included the third combat use of the Oreshnik IRBM, which means hazel in Russian. This time it was used against the airfield facilities in the city of Vila in the Kiev Oblast. Surveillance camera footage captured the unmistakable signature of the Oreshnik's Mir-V warheads. They left bright, high-speed trails lighting up the sky with 6 autonomous clusters, each releasing 6 high-energy kinetic penetrators, which fell on the area around 2 a.m. local time. The Oreshnik is a nuclear-capable system originally designed for thermonuclear warheads, and it appears to have been used with submunitions. Their purpose was to act as high-speed kinetic penetrators, which, taking advantage of their hypersonic speed, can destroy their target by impact. The Russian incursion included drones, cruise missiles, and other ballistic systems, which were directed at residential areas, infrastructure, and possibly high-value sites in the Kiev region. Ukrainian officials and local residents reported damage to private homes, non-residential buildings, and fires in the vicinity. Initial casualty figures indicate injuries, but there is no immediate confirmation of deaths as a result of the missile attack. President Zelensky had warned a few hours earlier about an imminent attack with this type of missile, based on intelligence shared by the Americans and European intelligence agencies. Analysts interpret these demonstrations of ballistic missiles as an escalation designed to project strength, deter further Western intervention in favor of Ukraine, and to respond to recent long-range Ukrainian attacks on Mordor Federation territory, which have caused a large number of casualties. On the innovation front, the We True Gun Drone Training Center, which provides training for future drone operators, has developed a low-cost attack drone simulator based on a mod of the game Grand Theft Auto V Quadcopter Redux. It allows students to practice crucial skills such as urban navigation, vehicle attacks, tracking moving targets, and, in its latest update, intercepting Shahed-type drones. The operators use authentic radio controllers, Master TX16S, and identical to those used in real combat, which allows them to develop muscle memory and the reflexes they need for their work, between real flights and the use of specialized military simulators like Ovrai. What started as a complementary training tool has become an effective hybrid environment that combines the open-world freedom of video games with the realistic physics of drones. We True Gun indicates that the GTA 5 simulator does not replace live training, but it is an accessible way to develop coordination, Ojomano, to experiment with the flight characteristics of Mosquito drones and reduce the stress of basic training, while perfecting the essential skills for high-intensity drone operations. This initiative leverages commercially available technology to maintain Ukraine's advantage in unmanned aerial systems. We True Gun is a nonprofit organization that offers free training courses for future armed forces drone operators, combining engineering, tactics, and simulation for the rapid deployment of highly qualified pilots. Here's a suggestion. They could use a map of Moscow for their training in GTA 5. Maybe some of the graduates from the school are now operators in the 34th Leopard Marine Infantry Brigade, the ones who carried out something I hadn't seen before. I'm referring to a massive attack with mutant mosquitoes against a building occupied by the invaders, which served as a control center for attack drones. The attack took place in the city of Oleshki, Kherson region. According to the brigade, the attack happened precisely when Russian forces were rotating into the center with the arrival of new operators, fuel, equipment, and support personnel. The furious attack by the Mosquito swarm managed to neutralize 15 Russian occupiers, losses acknowledged by the Russian mill blogger Oleksandr Sheptura. In the video from the 34th Brigade, we see how the defenders waited for all the new personnel to arrive. At that moment, multiple Mosquitoes converged, first on their vehicles to disable them, and then began to work on the building, causing multiple explosions as they entered through different windows and doors, in a continuous flow that triggered secondary detonations and intense fires in the middle of dense woods, ultimately causing the complete collapse of the building. Removing them caused the building to collapse. They were truly determined to destroy not only the operations base, but also as many operators and technical specialists of the Horde as possible. According to intelligence reports, the building had been used for some time by Russian forces to coordinate reconnaissance and drone attack operations against Ukrainian positions on the southern front. The city of Oleshki, located on the eastern bank of the Dnipro River, has served as a logistical and operational center for the activities of the Horde in the region. Therefore, the 34th Marine Infantry Brigade has been carrying out operations with its Mosquitoes against the raider groups coming out of this city, toward the Delta Islands where air operations have been conducted. On the front, operations have been carried out by the Southern Front Air Force. In May, the Security Service of Ukraine and the Unmanned Systems Forces launched a combined night operation that included multiple precision strikes against key Russian military logistical targets in Luhansk Oblast. By launching a swarm of Firepoint FP-2 Mosquitoes, the defenders attacked and destroyed multiple trains and fuel storage tanks. In addition to field ammunition depots, military vehicle repair bases, troop facilities, and telecommunications infrastructure in the districts of Kadivka, Vylokurakin, Severodonetsk, and Svatov. Interestingly, it seems that the Mosquitoes acted as bombers, dropping their grenades while the aircraft was in motion. This means that now the FP-2s first carry out a bombing run and then perform a kamikaze attack with their 50-kilogram warhead. This allows the impact of the missions to be increased without needing to increase the number of Mosquitoes. We can also notice that the raiders operate in a continuous stream, where the Mosquitoes arrive one after another at the target until the target is completely destroyed. ECBU agents infiltrated the Russian rear area to provide accurate information about the movement of supplies. At the targets, this allowed for the coordination of high-precision strikes, which caused multiple explosions and fires, disrupting the Russian supply lines. During visits to the barracks, depots, and workshops of the Horde, more than 80 invaders were neutralized, including those killed and wounded, along with destroying crucial equipment and logistics needed to maintain frontline operations. All that sounds nice, but what's the effect? Well, according to the Russian mill blogger Rivar, the Ukrainian forces have shown they have the ability to cut the front off from its supply chain. So they're taking advantage of the chaotic logistical situation of the Horde to carry out a local offensive on the Zaporizhzhia front. This has already allowed them to retake the village of Stepnohirsk and now continue advancing toward Kamyanska, which means they have reversed almost a year of Russian advances. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels, where we present information about the war in a different format. Don't forget to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1 you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.